Us now with a check on our weather, and man, yesterday was just amazing.
Right? It would have fooled me too, that video. I could have thought, oh, that's a summer day right there, right?
Hey,
the whole video.
I like spring. Spring and fall are my favorite times of the year.
You get the cooler temps in the mornings and at night, warming up.
The H word, that humidity isn't really in play. So.
Yes, not yet anyway, but we got to enjoy that beautiful day yesterday, hoping we get more of the same here today without that humidity factor. And folks, we do have more of that sunshine as we get into this early afternoon. A little bit of high cloud cover off in the distance there behind the National Cathedral. That is going to be common for some of us. It is not going to be as crystal clear as you just saw in that time-lapse video from yesterday. We had sunshine wall to wall on Tuesday. Now, because of the fact that we do have a few more of those clouds in the sky, and like I mentioned earlier, a change in our overall wind direction. Yeah, here we go. Temperatures sitting in the 50s, 60s across most of the DMV. Still at the end of the day, this is extremely comfortable. It is a little bit above average for mid-March. We should be in the mid-50s for our high temperatures for the most part, but this is lacking behind yesterday's pace in terms of how fast we were warming up. We are running about 5 to 10 degrees cooler, and that's generally going to be the trend the rest of the day as many of us reach the 60s, but there's likely to be a little bit of a spread depending on exactly where you're at with those temperatures. There's that cloud cover I was talking about. It's been most common up toward the Pennsylvania-Maryland line, stretching back off to the west toward the Shenandoah Valley. Not quite as common across D.C., southern Maryland, and to the south in Virginia, which, ironically enough, going to be some of the locations that see the warmest temperatures today because that cloud cover is staying north. And the reason we've had this change, look at this. We have a frontal boundary that is just draped right across the DMV here. And these fronts, they brought that change in wind direction. And as long as they stick around, we will not see more of that southerly wind helping to boost up our temperatures as much. So check this out as we head later into this afternoon. Again, we're already in the lower 60s out there thanks to the sunshine. So our model here is underdoing things a little bit, but generally speaking, you'll find warmer temperatures closer to the upper 60s, even near 70 across parts of Virginia near Luray, Culpeper, Fredericksburg, even over into parts of Charles County here. Now closer to DC, lower to middle 60s more likely, and then as you go north and east, mostly staying in the low 60s, upper 50s. Now, as we head into the night tonight, once again, we're not expecting it to get all that chilly, thankfully. A few upper 30s, many of us stay in the low to mid 40s. Now, check this out, though. Tomorrow, notice how these temperatures, they are not rebounding much at all. Many of us will stay in the 50s on Thursday, and there is a reason for that. Today, we have a northeasterly wind, so we're not seeing as much cloud cover as of yet. There will still be a fair amount of sun the rest of the day, but as those winds start to turn easterly, we have this set up quite often in the springtime across the DMV. That easterly wind, it's going to pull some cooler, more moist air off of the Chesapeake and the Atlantic Ocean. And what that's going to do, it's going to spread out a lot of low cloud cover so that by tomorrow morning, most of us waking up to a very gray sky and those clouds, they'll be stubborn to get out of here until tomorrow afternoon, and that's going to keep us on the cooler side of things. We could see a similar setup on Friday, and then as we head into Saturday, the next storm starts to arrive, with Sunday being a soggy one, perhaps even a stormy one. We'll be watching that system very, very closely.